It is Rajasthan and Mumbai. So two teams, yes, very important game. Much more important than even today. The Sharjah game, match 51. Remember, there's 56 in the league stage. So we're right towards the end now. Yeah, this is the last mile. And you have these two teams playing. Pull the points table up again. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on now. Look alive. Yeah, there you go. There's Rajasthan, which is at 10 points from 12. Mumbai also at 10 points from 12. Net run rate kind of sort of around each other. And one of them is going to go to 12. Calcutta is going to hope that whichever team wins tomorrow doesn't win their next game, because that's essential for them to qualify.
Yeah, and then there's a playoff at the end. Kolkata play Rajasthan in the last game. So
is it if Rajasthan, I think it's the second last game that they play.
In their last game. Their last game,
which is on the 7th.
If Rajasthan beat Mumbai. We could have a situation. Rajasthan beat Mumbai. They're on 12. Then they've got to beat Kolkata by a big margin to get on to 14. Otherwise, Mumbai have to win both theirs and hope Rajasthan at the end, as a parting shot, just steal the Rasagullas from under the Kolkata table.
Wow. It's all happening. It's all going under the wire, yeah, Michael?
Well, it's difficult. It's difficult now for Mumbai because Mumbai beat Rajasthan tomorrow. Then they have to depend on Rajasthan to beat KKR. It's like, probably not going to happen. You never know with Mumbai, though. If there's one team that could sneak in and just get that fourth spot, it's probably them. But it's a long shot. They've just not played well enough. They've not been consistent in the batting, particularly in the UAE. It's just not arrived. Ishan Kishan, Suryakumar Yadav were outstanding just a few months ago. I've just found no form. Don't know where the confidence has gone. Rohit's looked okay at times, but they just haven't been the team that we have come to expect Mumbai. They usually play to a lot.
Mumbai does the same thing that Chennai does.
Yeah.
Mumbai does the same thing that Chennai does. They stick with players, right? They don't change the balance much. Now, with 2 games to go, Harsha, is there a case for them to say, all right, let's do something we don't usually do. Let's make 3 or 4 changes.
Look, what changes can they make? Right? They've got if they don't play Quinton de Kock, they've got to play Ishan Kishan. But Quinton de Kock's getting them whatever little starts they're getting. So I don't see them making too many changes going ahead, because Mumbai traditionally have a core of 12 or 13, but really not a lot else. Now look at who else is in that side and how much cricket they've played. Marco Jansen's played 1 game. Piyush Chawla hasn't played a game. Dhawal Kulkarni has played 1 game. Rush Kalaria, Yudhvir Singh, Anukul Roy has been in the team 3 years, has played 1 game, I think. Tare hasn't played a game. So they've got to play with those guys. What they could do maybe is look at a power hitter like James Neesham.
Yeah.
But Neesham then has to come in for a Coulter-Nile, which means they need an Indian fast bowler, and that Indian fast bowler has to be Dhawal Kulkarni. I think he's over the hill now. So I don't think they have too many, as my chemistry teacher used to say, degrees of freedom. They don't have too many degrees of freedom.
That's quite interesting, right? I mean, sometimes you just think that, okay, maybe, Mumbai is just playing with these, this set of players because that's what they do, that's their style. But it seems like, Michael, that's how they're buying in the auction as well. Once we're done with our kind of 14, 15 core, we've been not really picking too many like-for-like replacements.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do for these 2 games would be to get the team in the room and say, right, what's happened in the last few weeks hasn't happened. Forget it. Go back to absolutely the core team. And you got 2 opportunities. Just forget what's gone. We've got 2 chances to still qualify, and just go back to what they know in terms of the batting lineup, everything that they thought would be working for them at the start of this leg in the UAE. Go right back to that core. Don't start tinkering and bringing players in who've not been playing any cricket. I don't see that working, but I do see that the likes of Ishan Kishan, they could find form because they're very, very good players. And Rohit Sharma and Quinton de Kock have been an outstanding opening partnership. Stick with it. Kieran Pollard, just stick with whatever the combination was before a few weeks ago that they thought would work. Go back to it for the last 2 games.
That's changed, Yeah. The other thing that's changed for them big time is the way they used to finish. Last year, they hit about 30, 35 sixes more than anybody else.
Yeah.
And this year, I think they're number 6 on the 6 hitting tally this year. And this is Mumbai we are talking about. With Rohit Sharma, Quinton de Kock, Kieran Pollard, Hardik Pandya, Krunal Pandya, Suryakumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan. That was your top 7. Everyone was hitting sixes. This year they're way down the 6 hitting, and their runs in the death have been lower than most sides, where they were lauding it in the last year. I have a feeling when on good pitches, Mumbai are almost difficult to catch. But
Yeah,
the ball is stopping, turning. I don't think
this is not the kind of surface. Yeah, this is not the kind of surface. You have players out of form and you don't even have the conditions to get back into form. So what are you going to do? Well, when you get a lot of mud, put your tires 4-wheel drive and try to just zip your way out of that. Will they do that tomorrow? Let's have a look at the Rajasthan team and see.
Can I just say one final thing before we go to Rajasthan?
Sure, yes.
I think they must pick Ishan Kishan.
Remove this now. Remove it now.
Sorry, producer. Producer, on Gaurav's behalf, I am saying sorry.
This is good to check once in a while if they're awake or not. Yeah, please.
No, the reason I'm going with Michael is Ishan Kishan is in your team. He's been picked in the Indian team. And you can make changes till the 10th of October. Purely from the Mumbai point of view, from his point of view, you tell him, listen, here are a couple of games. Go and really get a big score. Not only convince the India selectors that he should still be in the side. So I'd do that as a team for a player who's been outstanding for me last year.
Yeah, and I mean, his next India captain could... Yeah, no, we don't know yet. Okay, all right. I don't know.
People are listening.
Yeah. Still just speculation, right? Just speculation. But anyway, right now, of course, nothing changes. For Mumbai is what we feel is that just keep that squad and keep going. Rajasthan, now we bring it. Bring it now. Bring it. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Michael, looking at that team, they made 5 changes last time. Do you think they should make 6 this time? No, I'm just kidding. Do you think they stick with that, or you're shaking your head? What's going on? Why are you shaking your head?
No, just because they may make changes because it's Rajasthan Royals, but they've just beaten Chennai and chased over 190. Go again, exactly the same again. Don't even have a meeting. Just say right, like we're turning up tomorrow. Go again. Don't overcomplicate life. They had players finding form. Even Lewis at the top, they would have got him off to a flyer. So he suddenly found a little bit of a mojo. Just go again.
We'll probably know that they didn't have a meeting because they put it on the WhatsApp group that we have a meeting at 11, but nobody showed up because no one got the message. It could just work out that way. Is it? Harsha, you gotta stick with that, right? It's happened. They've made it's. Sometimes the thinking of Rajasthan, you're just going, I don't know what's going on there. You can't predict. Nobody predicted 5 changes to that team. They made those. It's worked. Just stick with it. Whatever it was, just stick with it.
I'll tell you what, Evan Lewis looked good at the top. Yeah. I'll tell you who, Yashasvi Jaiswal got the runs and Shivam Dubey got the runs. There's a little cameo. This guy called Glenn Phillips comes in at the end. Yes. He's got an extraordinary 6-hitting record. He looks so good in that period. He's a wicket keeper who loves to bowl.
Yeah.
And he gave you an over. He bowled an over. He's picked as a wicket keeper. So I met at the presentation. I said, "Oh, good to see a wicket keeper bowl." He said, "I just love bowling." He said, "Otherwise, I'm just doing nothing." So in the nets, I'm bowling all the time. And so he bowled all right. He bowled that 1 over all right. He said, "I love to bowl." So he's giving you so many things in the side, but he just looked the way he was playing. He just looked really good. So I'd go same side. I mean, why not? You've achieved a win that you didn't think you'd achieve with everyone piling on like that. So why would you change?
Yeah.